Hello, ladies and gents. Thank you so much for joining me today. My name is Ycey Narrator, also known as Helix, and I'm glad you all could be here. Hang on a second, just adjust this down here. There we go. All right. How's everybody doing today? Oh, hang on a second. Looks like I could just do, there we go. Adjusting something on the technical side. Good to see everybody today. Wow. Corky, you were here early. Thanks for coming. I'm glad that you wanted to be here this early. Let's see here. Just adjust this. Yeah, for anybody who's curious why I chose to do this, why I chose to do one of these streams instead of continue Claire Obscures, because it's been a long time since I've actually gotten to just speak with you all just for the heck of it, for the fun of it. You know, it's been a long time since we've had a nice little let's chill. Speaking of chill, Silver Rain, the Prince of Chill arrives. Thank you, Silver Rain. Grits, hi to you too. Hey, Audrey. Hey, Selfie. Good day to you too, Hala. And Jen, I'm doing well. In case anybody's asking, so is Thor. Hey, Luna. Hey, Amber. Good to see you. Zero Fashion. Soda Pop is my favorite song from K-Pop Demon Hunter. I will get to that in just a second. Funny little story. One of my brothers, the middle one, just sent all of us, the siblings, a little video about that. Let's see now. Amity, good afternoon to you too. I am doing well today. I hope you are as well. Also, hope you all like the new background. It's a night version of the one I've done in the past. It's like the Ivory Palace. It's this one's like the Diamond Palace, something like that. Helix is supposed to be a crystal dragon. So he's got like the diamond throne, you know. Anyway, he's a star dragon that stars in this universe change shape as they walk. It's kind of like when people look up and see a constellation. Two people might see two different things. The rest of us just see a bunch of lines and stick figures, but it's the heart that counts, you know? Here we go. So, what that is to say is that a star basically just takes a piece of themselves, throws it over to a planet, and almost like somebody in a character creation menu, they create a second version of themselves on that planet. So that's why there's a bunch of hidden little star themes here and there. Like, here we go. Nice little starry cape. A couple of star symbols here and there. On the little lapel, or what is that on the side? On his little collar. And of course the little symbol in the middle. Anyway, that's enough of the little model. There we go. I've decided to look up and do some revisions to the debut video whenever it arrives. Figured if people are waiting this long for it, might as well revamp it and give it a nice facelift. Go all out on it. Hey, Zero Fashion, Alexandra, how are you doing? Hey, Zombie. Hello, Navilis. Catch up with the chat here. Lady Spring, I'm doing well. How are you? Hey, Ariel. Bye, because I'm heading out to grab food. What the heck? You just said hello, Ycey, and bye, because I'm heading out to grab food. AC not working at the house. Bye. Okay, AC is not working at the house. Fine, I get it. I would leave too at that point. Hola, Adeline. How are you doing today? And let's see, moving on down here. Obsidian, long time no see. I mean, it's only been like a week, probably. Mackenzie, she's not even my type. Excuse me, I'm everyone's type. What's that from? Hey, Kaylee. Hello, Mackenzie. Autumn. Shazadeh. That is a nice name. I always like it when you say that. Let's see, Luna, that is exactly what I wanted to ask you, Ycey. Got a favorite K-pop Demon Hunter song? Luna, I haven't actually seen the film. I'm not a K-pop person. I've heard some songs, of course, because I've got a sister-in-law who loves K-pop. And I know a few friends who love K-pop. Yes, all of them girls, as you imagine. Enzo and I aren't exactly listening to, you know, Dynamite by BTS or anything like that. Let's see, it's lovely, Ycey. Yay, good to hear, Autumn. But yeah, I haven't exactly seen it. But what I do know is that I've heard two of their songs. I can't remember the name of one, but it's one that the girls actually sing. And of course, the second one was Your Idol, which, gotta say, that song slapped. I'm not even a K-pop person, but I'm like, these people are legit singing about, I'm gonna take your soul. And this thing is topping on SoundCloud, what was it? SoundCloud? What is that platform that people listen to music on? What is it called? Sound something. It's got a green logo on it. I'm going full boomer right now. I'm just forgetting the name of stuff already. Hang on, let me pull out my phone, just grab it. Mic volume sounds perfect, by the way. Thank you, Amity. I appreciate that. There we go, Spotify. Yeah, so Spotify had... So I could have sworn... Silver Rain, Jen, thank you, Spotify. I have a feeling I'm going to see a few more comments. Yes, Amber. Listen, it's one of those things where it's on the tip of my tongue, you know? Where you know that you remember it, but it's just not loading right now. It's buffering. Hey, Monet. You haven't missed much. We just started a moment ago. Though somebody did ask if I'd seen K-pop Demon Hunters. So, all I remember is I've seen those two songs. I've heard those two songs. I've heard the premise of the plot and thought, yeah, cool. I'm a guy who likes playing games that involve demon slaying, so that sounds like a fun movie to me. I mean, maybe one that I would not see by myself, in all honesty. Hi, Ycey. How is Thor? Thor's doing great, Brandy. He's just... That reminds me, I need to keep a low voice right now. Thor's trying to walk. He's trying to sleep right now. Yesterday on Thor's walk, he... let's see, Thor on yesterday's walk decided to go a little longer. I do this thing where I say which way, because you can teach an old dog new tricks. He just learns on his own timing. And which way means if we come in an intersection, I let him choose how much energy he has and which way we go. Usually, if you're the dog owner, you were supposed to be the one to take charge. The dog needs to follow you. But he's 12. He doesn't have the energy of a puppy. He doesn't have the energy of an adult dog, let alone a puppy, but he's got more energy than any other dog his age. He's still young at heart. He's still a strong pup. Anyway, I tell him which way. And he decides to go a way that we don't usually go. And it elongates the walk. And by extension, it also goes uphill. He must have been feeling very ambitious that day. Yesterday. But we are almost home at this point. We go up the hill. And let me tell you this much. He did what I think a lot of people have done. We almost got to the end where we just need to go around the corner. And then suddenly we would have been at home. But at the top of the hill, he's getting slower and slower as he's moving up. Understandably, it's a pretty steep hill. And at the top, he sits in the shade. And he just wants to rest a little bit. And I say, you good, bud? I ask him, you ready to go? And if he's ready to go, he's ready to go. We continue walking. If he's not, he sits down or he just stops. Well, this time he lied down. He laid down the grass, kind of scratched his back a little bit, and just laid there. We were there for a good 20 minutes before he was finally ready to go. I'm like, puppy, you are not old and tired. You are not getting weaker. You just decide to take a longer route than we usually go, and up a dang hill, too. So, I'd say you did well. In retrospect, I think that everybody who chooses to take a more difficult task and a more difficult job, you might find that you feel a lot weaker, even though you used to do this years ago. Well, time is everybody's master, but is often not a kind master. It's a cruel one sometimes. As such, it may find that it's going to take more away from you in time, but if you're trying to do something years later that you were able to do with ease years ago, could just be that you got farther. You could find that you got farther than you should have gone. What am I trying to say? You got farther than you should have gone from what your energy allows. I think he did that. He wants to chill in the grass. I think by giving the dog as old as Thor a choice is just as wonderful as being given a treat. Funny enough, Navilis, you know how when you feed your dog, you often say, okay, sit first? Or some people I've seen have him do tricks. My sister makes her dog, like, sit, bark, roll down, play dead, do like 4 or 5 different tricks. I'm like, man, I recently stopped having Thor sit. She goes, well, he's got the senior citizen discount. I'm like, I no longer tell him to sit. I just mix up his food because it's a combination of kibble and soft food. And then I just put the bowl in his usual spot. Don't even make him sit anymore. And it's probably a little too laborious to make him sit. Either way, I don't know. But now I just give him whatever he wants. Bye, Ariana. Thank you for coming. Let's see. Right, I could have sworn I was talking about... Oh yeah, I was making a comment about your idol from K-pop Demon Hunters. Listen, I may not be the biggest K-pop stan in the world, but I do appreciate art, and I do appreciate when somebody has a target audience. But I find it absolutely hilarious that Spotify's, I think it was their K-pop section, used to have BTS's Dynamite at the top by a long shot for the past 5 years, ever since 2020. Really, the pandemic made that song skyrocket, and a few others. But either way, well, guess what happens? Saja Boys in the movie K-pop Demon Hunters decides to walk in, drop a song that's only, what, 6 weeks old now? And that blows within like 4 weeks of it being released. Was it Your Idol or was it Soda Pop? Anyway, it dethroned BTS's Dynamite. A song that's been around for years, like 5 or 6 years now. Or was it 4 or 5 years now? And then suddenly a song that's only been out for a few weeks suddenly kicks it off the platform. Like, okay, that you gotta admit, even if you don't like the genre, or even if you're just not a fan but you recognize the art, that's dang impressive. Isn't BTS in the army right now? No idea, Zombie, but I know that, yeah, South Korea does require that. I was watching Simple History a long time ago, and there was an episode about a K-pop singer who then served in the South Korean military and was actually really good, but I didn't ever see who it was. See ya, gobbledygook. Good night, everyone. Dang, got people arriving and leaving. Oh yeah, Brandy says they're back now. Okay. So they must have served their time. So I couldn't believe it's going to be a worldwide... Yeah, but I'm also just thinking to myself, you got guys who are singing about literally taking your soul. And not only is everybody in the movie understandably just drinking it all in, like, yep, I want it, take my soul, it's yours. But Splash Damage decides to hit the real world. We got real world fans. They're topping the charts in the real world too. That is some otherworldly eldritch entity right there. That is some otherworldly power. Like, bear in mind, I am one of those guys who likes Warhammer 40k every now and then. I'm a bigger fan of Warhammer Fantasy. But let's put it this way. Warhammer 40k has 4 chaos gods. You've probably seen the memes about them. One of them is called Slanesh. He's supposed to be the god or goddess of lust and art and beauty and love and all that, but also of excess. When in reality, that deity has been so heavily neglected by Games Workshop, the owners of Warhammer 40k, that there really isn't any lore about it. Now, you'd think that a community like Warhammer 40k, which is basically built on the backs of dedicated fans that have kept it alive and even when it was on life support over the past few decades, and even revived it multiple times, you'd think that there'd be a lot more, I'll say, it's not Khorne art, but because that's another chaos deity, Khorne with a K. We'll just say that Khorne would not be the only type of art of Slanesh and his demons. But no, why? Because them demons of Slanesh look like... They look like moldy potato skins. It looks like excess. That's it. Mackenzie says she's wearing a Saja Boy shirt right now. There you go. They took my soul already. Point. See? Point made. That's what I mean. Oh my gosh. People are like, yeah, if they were in real life, they would have had a lot of us. Yep. Would have had this world under their heel. What I'm trying to say, though, is that despite the popularity and the supposed power that those Chaos Gods have in 40k, none of it really ekes out. Like, Khorne and Tzeentch, you could point to a couple of those, at least in the 40k sphere. I won't drag on about this too much. That you could point to them looking very cool, and it's because their models look cool. The Khornite demons look amazing. The Tzeentch Changer of Ways is very iconic. Even the Nurgle, the Plague Father guy, it looks disgusting in a kind of interesting way. But at the same time, though, Slanesh is not attractive nor artistic. It doesn't look sexy. It doesn't look appealing. It doesn't look artistic in any way. It doesn't even look like, yeah, that's weird, but it's kind of alluring, right? No, it just looks stupid. It looks asinine. It looks like somebody just pressed it looks like somebody spammed the same body part multiple times. Just Control V, Control V, Control V, Control V. I'm like, buddy, there's got to be some art to it. Compare that to Saja Boys, taking over the K-pop scene in a completely different world. That's what a true Chaos Demon should be. Somebody who's so influential, they actually do some splash damage in our world. Not frickin' Son Nash, who can't even keep his own, who can't even make it into Games Workshop's new fantasy series. They keep on retconning him, shelving him. Anyway, away from Warhammer 40k, I should say. I only know about Warhammer 40k through the memes my husband shows me. Mune, you've got a dedicated husband, is all I'm gonna say. Oh my goodness. Honestly, you don't even have to be a major K-pop fan to enjoy the film. I'm not I'm not into the genre that much, but I adored the movie. And as an animation nerd, yeah, see, I get you there, Amity, I get you. Let me scroll up. There were a few comments I missed here, especially regarding that. Okay, I missed a couple of comments here. So sorry, ladies and gents. Some people said that they're not really into that genre either, but, you know, they like art. Dang. Alright, heck, Disney is mad about K-pop hunters compared to their shipwreck of movies. They even blame the audience. Oh, yeah. Yeah, Jen, I think that is, Disney is going through its I'm no longer the popular kid phase. I don't really care for high school all that much. It wasn't my prime, but I wasn't in my prime, so to say, but I also wasn't, you know, I didn't hate it either. It wasn't like it was the worst time in my life. But at the same time, I can't help but laugh whenever I hear Disney is going through its stage where it's looking back on its high school years like, yep, I peaked. That was my peak. And now it's getting mad at the new popular girl who's actually talented and doesn't just go off of name recognition, aka K-pop Demon Hunters walks in, just says, all of you like that new movie that came out purely because of word of mouth, not because it's actually good. It's my audience that's the problem, not me. Jeez. What a great formula that is. Make terrible takes, serve it up, and expect people to eat it. Nobody wants your terrible takes because it has absolutely no seasoning, no flavor, no taste other than blech and bitterness. Then when nobody wants it, you shove it down their throats with poor marketing and excessive marketing. And then when nobody wants it, even then, after that, you gotta blame the audience, because it surely can't be the terrible art. I'm actually one of the few people who is in my high school's animation part of the film class. Zombie, I hope you make it. I'm curious, did anybody know what they were gonna do after high school? And for those who are still in high school, do you have a job that you'd want to go into? Because I'm curious. Some people go chase a talent that they have. Others want to pursue a passion until they realize they can't pursue their passion, at least not like a career. And then others just settle for what keeps them afloat. I honestly wish I could go back in time and just say, hey, learn to be an electrician, that'll keep you afloat, then you can pursue your talent otherwise. But maybe if I had done that, maybe I wouldn't be right here. Marine biologist. Ooh, mama bear, really? Whales. That's really cool. Okay, Mama Bear, I gotta ask the question then. Surely you have a favorite whale, right? Zombie, yeah, and you'll never peak again. The last peak they had, my opinion, was Owl House. I've never even heard of that film until now. Owl House? Huh. Love it when somebody new, or a reoccurring chat member re-enters the chat and everybody says hi. Let's see, I had an idea about going into education in high school, just didn't know where. Now I'm an after-school program teacher teaching STEAM. That's... Okay, Novellis, what is STEAM? S-T-E-A-M. I assume that's, you just say STEAM, not like the... You don't read out the analog, you don't read out the abbreviation. Hey, Danya, long time no see. Let's see, I see bottlenose dolphins. They were my first. Saw when I was 7. That's beautiful. Now you get to study them. Oh, wait, you study whales. Do you get to study bottlenose dolphins too, Mama Bear? Do you ever get to work with them? Luna said no. Ooh, so sorry. Understandable, though. That's where you got your dream. Oh, Owl House is a series, not a film. Okay, understood, Silver Rain. Still, once again, never heard of it. I'm guessing it's only on Disney Plus, isn't it? Oh, Navilla's Science, Technology, Engineering, Art, and Math. STEAM. Okay. Okay, so I guess we wouldn't really call that a general ed teacher, would we? I see what you mean now. It's abbreviated to that. This year with kindergartners and first graders. No way. I love that. I don't really think I'm great with kids, but I hope that you have fun with that. I hope that you are. I hope that you're enjoying that. Well, I am still changing my career, Crit says. Opportunity twice every single day. Right now I'm focusing on cracking NEET, N-E-E-T. That is for becoming a doctor, but I don't know. It's pretty difficult and I'm really scared. I think you got it, Crits. You understand it enough to explain it to me. If you can, then that's the first step. Oh boy, I don't want to be that person who just says you can do anything that you put yourself in, if you put yourself to it and believe in yourself, you can do it. But sometimes, if you know enough, I'd say you can do it. If it's not too competitive and you know enough, then you can find a way in at some point. I also wanted to be a marine biologist, Obsidian says, studying sharks and otters. Nice. Ycey, nope, my life kind of took a right turn after I came north and met my hubby. Ah. You know, when you said took a turn, I suddenly know what you mean by took the right turn. You met your hubby. I'm so happy for you. So happy for you, Mama Bear. You got what a lot of people probably want. Even if it's not a perfect life, it's a good one. I'd say that being a bachelor myself, that's not a life that many people would want. Some might, I'm sure. But it's one that you just come to accept, come to be happy with. I'm happy with my life. I got a good dog here, too. I got a roof over my head. Luna, I guess you could say I was brought in to fill a place and then left to figure out the rest on my own. Still working on it. Just taking care of Dad at the moment the best I can. I appreciate that, Luna. I appreciate you taking care of your parents. Want to do that with mine. Slick Chick, hello to you too. Glad to have you here. Haven't seen you here ever, actually. What does that username seem familiar? Have you shown up here before, Slick Chick? Lady Spring, yes, a horticulturist. Yeah, a person working with plants, of course. Now, Lady Spring, you'd probably be able to explain this to me. Is there a difference between a botanist and a horticulturist? Or is it basically the same thing? Is it like saying red versus crimson? Or is it like saying, no, it's more like red versus purple? There is a difference. Let's see. Orcas have a lot of attitude. I mean, they are related to dolphins, Mama Bear. So I think a lot of people don't know this about bunny rabbits, but I used to raise rabbits, and they have a lot of sass. They are the only creature I've ever seen that have as much sass as cats. Cats will smack something with their paw, and most creatures will leave. Bunny rabbits are the only things that I've ever seen get smacked by a cat, only to end up kicking the cat in return. It's just like... It's like if you put two brats next to each other and just start smacking each other. Like, okay, hey, both of you. They'll either get along or just start smacking each other. You have been here before, Slick Chick. I thought I recognized that name. And I thought I saw it on YouTube. I was like, wait a minute, was that on YouTube or was that on Twitch? Glad to have you back. Speaking of careers, I have to go back to work. My next client is here. Bye. Okay, thank you for coming, Autumn. And you did tell me what Shazada means. Or Shazadeh means. I'm struggling to remember, but it had to do with royalty. I appreciate that. Since I'm the youngest of 6, holy cow, Alexander, youngest of 6. I'm one of the middle children, but then again I have a family of 3 siblings plus myself that I grew up with. And then a older sister from my dad's first marriage that didn't really live in the same house with us. She lived with her mom, so... 5 siblings, myself included, but, you know, not the same as growing up in the same house of 6 people. Holy. Anyway, you said, I've seen a lot. Most of them teach or were writing in different areas and types of school, so I'm still confused, but I want to be in the history and writing department. I hope you enjoy that. At first, I wanted to be in history, but I stopped mainly because there was the only career path I could take, first off, was to be a history professor, which would be slam ton of work, a truckload just dumped on top of me that I was not willing to put up with for the rest of my life. In other words, it would be a career I saw that would not be worth the pay, in my opinion. And on top of that, it would turn something I love, history, into a job. So it would no longer be something I enjoy. My favorite shark species, Obsidian says, is the thresher shark. They use their long tails like whips to hunt. I swear I've seen that. I don't know. I'm a classic. I like a good old blue shark, you know, or a great white. Pretty standard vanilla, I'd say. Although I gotta say, the hammerhead really does pique my interest. I see they will play with their food just for fun. Oh, orcas. Yeah, I've seen that. One creature I absolutely love, Mama Bear. Tell me if you've gotten to work with. Tell me if you've gotten to see this one in person. Humpback whales. I don't know why. I just like. I'm not a huge naval person, like ocean person, but as a kid, I always liked humpback whales because they struck me as gentle giants. They're the only creatures I can think of that go up against orcas and won't get bullied by them. Dolphins, Mackenzie says. I feel are the younger sibling to the orca. Yep, younger and probably equally chaotic. I see at work this audio Vampire's Offering started playing. It made me so flustered. You're kidding me. Wait, Danya, who was playing Vampire's Offering? Was it you? Like it came on your phone randomly? Or are you saying that somebody else was playing it? Oh my goodness. All in all, I'm chasing my talents, Amity says, with passion, taking it one day and a step at a time. I think you got it, Amity. I'm happy to hear that. You should see the clip of a parrot that made a bunny leave it alone. I think I know which one you're talking about, Jen. There's a lot of those. Parrots are funny little creatures. My dad, when he was younger, had an African gray, which are one of the most talkative birds out there. But this thing would, I promise I'll get back to the rest of your questions in a second. But my dad, he was in high school, I think, at the time. And whenever he'd get home, he'd yell, "Mom, I'm home." Well, the parrot learned to parrot his words. So at some random point during the day, my grandma would hear, "Mom, I'm home," in my dad's own perfect voice. And she'd say, "What are you doing this home early? It's like noon. He's not supposed to be home from school yet." She'd walk around, just see it's the parrot messing with her. She's like, "Oh, you little." The thing is, though, when he got that parrot for the first time, the previous owner worked in a car dealership, and, well, he was definitely multilingual. You just have to pardon his French, needless to say. So anyway, that parrot definitely had a sailor's mouth when they first got it. But eventually it would start making this weird hacking noise. And they couldn't tell why it was doing that. It was like, what is with that parrot? They later realized the parrot was trying to mimic the garbage disposal. And it was actually doing it pretty well at one point. And that's how they finally connected the pieces. Like, what is wrong with this bird? I would never have guessed you raised bunnies, Ycey. Yeah. I didn't really have a pet bunny. I bred them. They were show rabbits, Mune. There were two different types. Holland Lops, which are like the fluffy rabbits with the lopped ears, and then mini Rexes. I can show you a picture in just a moment if you're curious. Let's see now. Danya, you love the beluga whales. Yeah, they're funny looking. Yeah, they look nice. Jen, humpback whales are amazing. I agree. You've already heard my take. Hang on, my chat just suddenly... I was scrolling down and it whipped me all the way to the bottom. Here we go. Navilis, yes, middle children unity. I'm technically on the younger end of the middle child sphere because, 4 siblings, there's 2 in the middle. But when you count all 5 of us in the same room, yeah, I'm on the younger side of the middle. Hey, I'm okay with being chill. Don't need very much attention. I say that while I'm sitting in a stream of 91 people. Like, yeah, I don't need attention. Just talking to 90 people here. The funniest part of that is when I was 10 years... Oh, you were 10 years after them, Alexander? What the heck? You were born 10 years after everybody else. Please tell me that they did not nickname you Oops. What are we talking about? Clanky, we have jumped from K-pop demon hunters at the beginning to Thor's Last Walk to people talking about careers after high school and whether it was pursuit out of a pursuit of stability, like just whichever job will finance me, or whichever job I love, like my passion, or whichever one is a bit of both, like I have a talent in this area, but it's not my passion. But it keeps me on my feet. By the way, welcome, Clanky. Never seen one, sorry. Humpbacks actually prey for orcas. Team tactics versus solo mom and calf. Oh, wow. It's always brutal. Humpbacks are also extremely aggressive, especially the young males. Okay, boy. Still, I kind of like humpbacks. Maybe that's because when I go to the gym, I sound like I'm a Warhammer 40k person in the gym. I'm like lifting a barbell, like, my faith is my shield. You know, I let go of my rage. I let it soar me in the moment. Listen, that's just how I control my moods, all right? Just take control. It's like a little therapy session. Then you leave and you feel like a brand new man. You feel like you're a brand new man that can pick up another brand new man on top of your shoulders. Legally, I can't give the details, but my mom is really taking a toll on my life and my dad. I'm so sorry, Luna. Still wondering how it got to that point. My gosh. Again, I'm terribly sorry, Luna. Danya, you were listening to my audios on my phone. Okay. That's why the Vampire's Offering showed up and... Okay, it showed up on your playlist. It didn't show up on the loudspeaker, did it, Danya? It's just on your phone? Because imagine you're working like a front desk at you're the receptionist or the front person. You know how a lot of those little meeting rooms and waiting rooms have music playing overhead? Imagine you were controlling a playlist and suddenly one of my audios starts playing overhead. You're like, a relaxing voice. Yay. Good calm. It's one of the steamy audios. Panic! African Greys are gorgeous. I drew them once. They are very pretty, Jen, gotta say. Lady Spring, yes, there's a botanist. Okay, botanists are more of the studying of the plant. Horticulture is more of a science application. So the actual growing and hands-on work and selling plants. Gotcha. So you got to be a horticulturist. Nice. See you, Silver Rain? That was a while ago. Let's see. Let me catch up with the rest of the stream. Ycey, I have a humpback story for you. Okay, I'm listening, Mama Bear. Wait a minute, Jen, I can definitely see you talking like you came out of Warhammer while working out. Listen, Enzo and I were respectable gentlemen, yes. But, okay, before I read this was a comment from a long time ago. Don't think I didn't see that comment, Mango. I stab people for money? Hang on a second. Hold up. What? Are you talking about a game that you recently played? Mango? Zombie, I should be graduating high school with my associate's degree. My gosh. I made my senior year very easy. I didn't care about the associate's degree and all that. I said, listen, I've been putting up with this garbage for years. I'll make my final year easy. I'm a phlebotomist. Oh my gosh. Gosh dang. Mango, you little... Again, these ninja puns just coming out of nowhere. I almost need to take a lap for that one. That was good. Well done, Mango. Phlebotomist. Oh, for goodness sake. Oh, yay. Okay, back to Jen and then back to what Mama Bear was saying. Zombie, you got him. Mango in front on the podium like, ladies and gents, and Thor, we got him. Jeez. I can definitely see you talking like you came out of Warhammer. Let's see, Enzo and we consider ourselves respectable gentlemen with a knack for lifting the iron and playing on the video game and going for drives and eating the tacos because that's a good life, you know? It's a good way to forget about the stresses and process them. And work through life as often we can. But we are definitely heavy nerds when it comes to our favorite genres. And yes, one of them that pops up every now and then is Warhammer. Because it's really like if you gave Warhammer and Warhammer 40k, I'm not going to spend too much time on this topic, is basically what happens when you give a 12-year-old their own creative license. And they say, whatever you write down here will become lore. Whatever you draw, okay, the drawing is more like the talent of a college student half the time. Like, whatever you draw, it doesn't have to make sense. It doesn't have to even be possible. Better yet, I would say don't make it possible. And it's not meant to be possible. It's meant to be awesome. Just make it look awesome. Epic. And so that's how Warhammer 40k came out. A 12-year-old's imagination put on canvas. And it's kind of endearing that way because it's our guilty pleasure. It's like none of this has to make sense. It just has to be pure adrenaline, which is perfect for gym time. All right. Back to Mama Bear's story. Thank you, Jen. Let's see, I have a humpback story for you. My professor once stuck his hand inside of a humpback's blowhole. Oh gosh, the thing on their head. Basically like a baby sticking a finger up your nose. Oh gosh! The whale reacted by blowing out mucus. Yep, I was expecting that. Oh gosh. Oh geez, look at that. Actually, don't look at that. And then splashing him quite accurately. I would too. That humpback was justified doing that. If some little, I don't know, eyeball-sized monkey, because I guess that's what we are to them, decide to stick its hand up my nose, I would definitely be like, hey, get out of here. Like, I'd splash it away too. Wouldn't try to kill it, just splash it. Alexandra says, no, but my brother calls me Crumb, and it's a life lesson too. I became an aunt at the age of 9. Okay, so your siblings don't call you Oops, but your brother calls you Crumb. My gosh. Oh, jeez. Melissa, welcome to the stream. I don't think I've ever seen you here. Hi, Ycey. You were the first ASM artist that I subscribed to on YouTube. You did Loki, my favorite Marvel character. I wish YouTube would be nice to you. Thank you, Melissa. I was honestly planning on making a Choose Your Own Adventure with Loki, but the problem is it was too ambitious for what I could do. So it sadly never ended up happening. And I think the time of it being returning for a part 2 may be long in the past. But I appreciate that, Melissa. Thank you. Jen says, respectable gentleman in quote marks. Right, as Kronk would say. You leave my Kronk out of this. Don't make me cronk you over the head next. Right. I work as a graveyard maintainer, Danya says. I was wearing earpieces, but I still got so flustered. Now, I will admit, Danya, I know that being a graveyard maintainer, like working a graveyard shift anywhere, isn't the most glamorous job, but it sounds like it'd be a nice one, nice peaceful one. Most. You're basically insurance for that company, so you're not really required to fight, at least here in the United States, if somebody breaks in. You just watch the place, maintain everything, and pretty much do whatever the heck you want within reason. Obviously, it's not that glamorous, but I hear that's how it's described a lot of times. I mean, that's like me saying, hey, Ycey, you just press play and start saying whatever comes to mind. People say, yep, I like that. I'm like, well, it's a little more complicated than that, but yeah, you did get some of it right. Bye, Crits. Thank you for coming. Mission failed. We'll get him next time. Dang it, Clanky. What are you trying to do? Bring on the memes, sir? Wait a minute. Amity, what memes? Now, let's see. Gotta know, Ycey, what's your favorite faction? Oh, you're talking about Warhammer 40k, right, Mune? Are you talking about what's my favorite chapter? Let's see. Story from high school. Mackenzie says, I was in 11th grade, I think, in history class. I was focused on work, and all of a sudden, I noticed my desk was moving. As I was in it. Oh, no. Where'd they take you? Hey, Cauliflower. Welcome to the stream. Another person decided to push it. Oh boy, Mackenzie, where did they take you? My Kronk is crazy. I would like to see you try, Ycey. No, you do not. You just behave, okay, Jen? Be a good little chat member, and we don't have to go cronking anybody. Yes way, slick chick. Let's see now. Hey, Ycey, when you get the chance, what's your top 3 favorite songs from Epic? Number 1 surprised me. Right now, I would say number 1 is actually... Number 1 is Odysseus, from the latest track. Number 1 is Odysseus. Number 2 is Survive, from the Cyclops saga. Number 3 is Would You Fall in Love with Me? Yep, originally 600 Strike was number 3. That one got bumped down to number 4. That's my top 3 from Epic. I can honestly make a top 10 if you wanted. Hollis says, same for me, but with Dark Souls. Like when I roll out of bed too fast, I think, fall damage taken. I saw you playing, what was it, Sekiro earlier, Hala. You said that in the comments, you said you were trying to 100% it. Okay, respect to you. Funny part, my professor should know better. He was a professor, Mama Bear says, and he knew exactly what he was doing. So 100% justified. He knowingly stuck his hand down a whale's blowhole. My gosh, that sounds so wrong just saying that. And he knew exactly what he was doing. So that's just shenanigans personified. Man was asking to get blown. I asked him to get his nostrils blown. Moving on. Feel a weird taste in my mouth. What is in this rice? Zombie, you might want to tell me they didn't wash. Did they wash the rice beforehand? Obsidian Vampires. Do you like Warhammer Age of Sigmar at all? I think some of the models for Age of Sigmar's human faction look good. The rest of them, I think, really look generic. I think they tried taking Warhammer 40k and making a medieval version out of it. I'm like, buddy, we already have medieval 40k. You didn't need to change it just so you could get all the copyright bonuses, or all the copyright privileges for the names. I think that Age of Sigmar was unnecessary. I think it was like an unnecessary sequel that nobody asked for, and it rightfully tanked. I don't hate it like some people do. It's just there. I just really wish that fantasy didn't crash and burn the way it did. In case anybody has no idea what I'm talking about, Warhammer Fantasy technically ended. Yeah, Games Workshop likes to picture your favorite book series. Imagine the Harry Potter series 1 through 7. Well, then imagine that a decade goes by and you realize that more books in the Harry Potter universe are actually being released. Imagine finding out, oh, the story is continuously going. 40 years later, Harry Potter has died in one of these books. This is me talking hypothetically, by the way. Imagine eventually reading a book where Harry grows old and dies of old age. Imagine Hermione becoming a professor. Imagine the books continue, and it's now about other students. Those students then continue into other books, grow up, grow old, and etc., etc. And then all along the way across those 40, 50 years or so, there are retcons, there are new additions, there are good stories and bad stories alike. That's Warhammer 40k. That's also Warhammer Fantasy. Well, then imagine that imagine somebody didn't want to tell the Harry Potter stories anymore. So they said, you know what? We're going to write one or a couple of books where Hogwarts burns down, Diagon Alley explodes, Voldemort takes over, and then catapults everybody into space. So now we are going to call it Wizards in Space, and we're no longer going to call them wizards. We're going to call them hexers because we want the copyright name for that. And we're no longer going to call it, spells. We're going to call them castings because we want the copyright for that name. You get it. It just sounds very unnecessary and very it sounds like nobody put any emphasis on it, or nobody put any passion into it. It was purely a very poor business strategy, a very poorly thought out, poorly executed business strategy, where somebody just wanted to cash in on an already dried up cow at that point. So that's basically what happened to Warhammer Fantasy. Somebody wrote books where they said, everybody turned stupid and died. It was literally Patrick Starr wrote the ending of Warhammer Fantasy and goes, once there was a man with a giant hammer. Then the franchise was so ugly, everyone died. The end. Like, that's it? What? They're like, well, no, it's not it. We're going to reinvent it. to be Age of Sigmar. Like, why though? Why though? You know, it's like, why? Let's see. Obsidian Vampirus. I like the fish people. I don't have deep kin in the vampire faction, but I wish it was more vampires controlling zombies and not zombies controlled by vampires, you know? Obsidian Vampirus, let me go back to your first comment. Are you talking about Warhammer Fantasy or 40k? You asked me what my favorite faction was. Oh, you're talking about Age of Sigmar factions. That's why I have no idea what you're talking about. Alright, I had a semblance of an idea. Gotcha. Yeah, I don't have a favorite faction in Age of Sigmar, but favorite faction I like to play as in Total War Warhammer was either the High Elves, because I guess I'm basic, or the Empire, because guns and glory, or the Dwarves, because even more guns and even more glory. Let's see, hey Ycey, see any good movies or read any good books lately? I haven't had time to read anything as of late. As for movies, frick. I recently saw that Taken was released for free on YouTube. And I haven't seen that since like 2008 when it came out. So I'm like, yeah, I need to see this. Because every guy has had that fantasy of just duking it out with all the world's evils and just making things right, you know? So I thought, yeah, I'm just going to enjoy this fun little flick. So I watched Taken recently. Haven't seen that in years. I can see exactly why some people criticized its very Hollywoodish feel. I just like it for a quick action thriller. It was good. Ariel says, my phone is on mute, but just popping in to say hi. Won't be able to hear Ycey because I have my phone on mute. Oh, thank you so much for coming anyway, Ariel. Odysseus is my second fave. Third favorite is Mutiny. That one's emotional. First is Warrior of the Mind. Okay, the Athena's introduction. Let's see, Cauliflower, I was one of those people who thought, did she say, well done, you've lied to me? You know, what's your name? When it turns out she didn't say that, it was, she said, enlighten me, I think it was. Yeah, I misheard that too. Have to go, meeting with the boss. Okay, Lady Spring, thanks for coming. I've actually got to go in about a half hour myself. Since my parents are back from out of country, they have a storage unit full of heavy stuff. And, well, I can't just work out just so I can look aesthetically pleasing, you know? I don't just make all this muscle here. I don't have my camera on. What am I doing? I need to make a cooking stream one of these days just so you can at least see the lower body working around with the hands. But yeah, I don't just work out and lift all this heavy stuff just so I can look pleasing to the eyes. Gonna actually be useful, you know? What's the point in having muscle if you can't lift anything? Clanky, you accidentally landed backwards on your wrist once and had to get surgery for a 2mm tear in your wrist that wouldn't heal. My gosh! Yeah, a tear in your muscle. That was... Are your tendons okay? Are you... Holy cow. I mean, your hands have a lot of nerves, a lot of different little joints connected together. The fingers are just made up of all sorts of little intricate pieces. I mean, getting your hand messed up is like dropping a computer. There's like a lot of internal software that could be damaged. I hope you're okay there, Clanky. Let's open the question to the rest of the chat. What are your top 3 songs from Epic? I agree, Navilis. What are your top 3 songs for those of you who have heard Epic? Weird question for everybody. Whenever you watch a video, it suddenly goes on 2 times the speed. Has this happened with you? Yes, Mackenzie. And the reason why it does that is if you hold down the screen. YouTube added this feature, Mackenzie, where if you hold down, like, if you tap one side of the screen, left or right, twice, that skips ahead 10 seconds, or it skips backwards by 10 seconds. You can also go into the settings and adjust that so that it skips forward or backwards 5 seconds, 15 seconds, 20 seconds, you name it. Now, if you hold down the screen with 2 fingers, it will speed up the time. Now, you might be thinking, but I'm not holding the screen down with 2 fingers. Well, do you have a... Because sometimes that case, if you're holding it by the edges, well, YouTube may acknowledge the case as a finger being held down on the screen. So it may just feel like, oh, she's holding it from 2 sides of the edges. That means there are 2 fingers on the screen. Okay, let's fast forward. You can also go into your YouTube settings, Mackenzie, and just turn off that feature. That's what I did. Hollow, when you wake up, alarm goes off, boss music. Heck yeah! Heck yeah, Holla. That's how you start your day. Luna, guns and gory? Well, yeah, guns and gory. I was thinking guns and glory, but that works too. Especially when you count how many guns are going off in Warhammer. Hamboygan, welcome back. What do you drink? Seas water? I drink water, yeah, and juice. Like some fruit juice. Ycey, just for fun, what is your zodiac sign? I so get earth sign vibes from you. Not even close. I'm an Aquarius, so air. You know, not really a zodiac person myself, other than I know a lot of people who are zodiac people, so I've learned pretty much entirely from them about myself, or about that sign. Yeah. Okay, Ycey in chat, here's the $1,000,000 question. Studio Ghibli or Disney? I mean, is it too much to ask for both? At least if we're talking about nostalgia. I really like the Land Before Time series. It's about 2 siblings going into a storybook of Disney stories. Oh, the Land of Stories series. I completely read that wrong, Clanky. Land of Stories, not Land Before Time. I was thinking of Dawn Blue. Thought, what about Dawn Blue? Yeah, I never grew up on Studio Ghibli films. I just grew up on some Dawn Blue videos here and there, and Disney, of course. Yeah, she said enlighten me, cauliflower, not you lied to me. I know, I misheard that too. Jorge himself, or George, however you pronounce his name, had to come out himself and clarify that, because enough people misheard that. That's the only way I know what he said. I was like, you lied to me? Well done. I mean, I guess that is a feat. A goddess of wisdom who's good at deducing stuff. You just successfully tricked her. You know, maybe she's impressed. Okay, bye, Mama Bear. Thanks for showing up. Ycey, with those muscles, best save it for the gun show if you plan to flex them. Jen, I'm not going to give anything away. All I'm going to say is that I'll make sure to wear a short sleeve shirt if we do a cooking show by popular request. Why? Like I said, by popular request. I don't make the rules, I just put the show on. Zombie says, fun fact, I used to run 1.5 miles in 11 to 10 minutes. Ooh, dang. At what speed were you going? Like, at that speed, you can get away with that in your 20s, no problem. Like, that's feasible, but still. You're going to blow your back out, or blow your knees out, or whip your hips doing that. I need to read that. Okay, I used to run 1.5 miles in 11 to 10 minutes, but I blew out my knee. Now I only do treadmill, swimming, and weights to help build the muscle back. Okay, yeah, I am terribly sorry to hear that, Zombie. That happens in life. That sure enough happens. You can get away with a lot more when you're younger, that's for sure. And when I say younger, I mean like 20s. Once you hit 30s, you're doing good. I hear that things start to go downhill when you're in your 40s, though, so I'm bracing. Welcome, Abby. Welcome to the chat. Really want to stay, but I gotta get back to work. Have a great day. Thank you for coming, Monet. Happy that you're here. So yeah, I do have... yeah, I'm gonna keep the stream going for another half hour, another 30 minutes. But I did say that I was gonna go meet my dad down at their storage unit so I can help him lift a bunch of heavy stuff out so they can unpack. Ycey is not wrong with the 30s. Yeah, I discovered that the hard way. When, you know, once I hit 30, once I hit 30, I noticed that they said that your body stops producing natural testosterone after 30. I thought, huh, wonder what that feels like. Well, I did notice a significant difference in my energy levels when I went to the gym. Right when I hit 30, I thought, okay, I didn't expect it to hit that quickly. Oh my goodness. But yeah, you know, you get stronger, you get healthier. Speaking of healthier, need some water. Sweetness. You know when it's a really hot day outside, you're panting, you're sweating, and then suddenly you get that cool, crisp, ice-cold water hits your mouth, and it's like, oh, sweet mercy. Makes it all the better. Marathons are also harder in your 30s. I hear that, Abby. I haven't run a marathon, so I'll take your word for it. I imagine it'd be harder. You still got another 10 years before you need to worry, and even then, I think you'll be fine. Yeah, I think I will be, Luna. I'm not going to worry about it. Like, I know that there are things that are going to be different, but, you know, I'll keep with the fitness. I've seen fit grandpas that are in their 40s, 50s, and so on, that they just have to change up the way they work out and keep fit. But they can stay healthy. Well, I see chat has been telling you to do telling you about the cooking streams since the Baldur's Gate 3 streams. Yeah, my very first stream. So it is in popular demand, you say, Hala? Yep. Guess I gotta find a way to set up the camera and all that. And then I also need to set up a monitor so I can actually see. Boy, I would just have to take my whole setup downstairs just so I can see everything. Huh. And then that'd be another question of how do I want the VTuber model? Or do I just have Helix sitting off to the side doing nothing while I cook? I wonder, should that just be the first face reveal, I guess? Originally, I didn't want to do the face reveal stuff just because I thought, I don't want people to listen to my audios and just think of my face. I wanted them to think of the character. But nowadays, I think that I've changed my voice enough times to where that doesn't really matter anymore. You know that one movie you'll always say you'll watch but never got around to seeing it? Howl's Moving Castle, Hala. I have seen Howl's Moving Castle, Hala, and it was good. I loved it. Sweetness, Ycey says. Oh, Ycey says this to Celine. I don't mind if you use this on her side. Okay. I mean, I'll just say that Celine's romance will be coming soon. From talking about Fields of Mystery, for those who are curious. Play Universal Compassion music because I don't understand the relationship between hands and muscles. Huh. This is why I'll take fall, winter, and spring. Summer can go shoo fly, don't bother me. Yeah, it's a little too hot, Jen, for me. Winter and fall are my times. Hamboigan, Goku, or Vegeta. Goku for the enthusiasm, Vegeta for the commitment. That's what I say. Vegeta is what you listen to in the gym. Goku's what you listen to after. Your hand and muscles are fine. Thank goodness, Clanky. Oh, thank goodness. Hey, Enzo. A GoPro's the way to go. Yeah, Enzo, you saw that little GoPro above my monitor, right? So I think what I'll have to do is I might just have to set up... I might have to pick a day where I know that none of the roommates are going to be in the room. And, or in the kitchen. So I'm not keeping anybody occupied. Then I gotta find a recipe that I'm comfortable with making on screen that takes more than a few steps, because most of what I do is just done in a few steps. And again I say, I wonder which one. POV with GoPro. Yep, I think next all I have to do is just pick out a recipe I can make. It'll probably have to be a few, like here's how you chop the potatoes to make your own fries. And then here's the salmon itself that you can make. Here's how to prepare it, baste it, etc. Then we're going to also make a dessert. Yeah, but it's also about privacy and personal comfort levels, you know? I mean, yeah, Mango. I mean, Nyx and Ellis / Shining Armor have their faces, and I don't think of them when listening personally. Yeah, Zombie, I didn't realize that early on. Then later on, I just haven't shown my face, because I figured, when should I show my face? I gotta do it at some point, I suppose. About privacy and personal comfort levels. True, Mango, I'm not really against showing my face. Guess who's not... Speaking of showing their face, guess who's knocking on my door? What's up?
That is not a GoPro, by the way.
I know, it's what is it called? Webcam is what the name I was looking for.
There's difference between freaking GoPro and the freaking webcam. Why don't you get this over your head? Come on, I told you not to. Don't go with this again.
Chat, I am not suicidal. If I disappear, you know what happened. Hi, Enzo.
Yes. Let's go on a boat.
Let's go on a boat, he says.
Like, do you want to take a canoe or a yacht? Same difference. GoPro and a webcam.
I meant to say webcam and GoPro came out. What I was thinking I could do instead is just take the 2 monitors, attach them to the counter downstairs, and just bring down my mic and all of that. And then just angle the webcam downward so that it... I mean, do I even need to cover my face at this point?
Can you do it with your phone too?
No, that too, but I don't know how to do it, and I'd rather not... I'm too lazy to look it up between all my editing. Listen, when I'm done with my streams and edits for the day, my mind is fried. Why would I want to go studying when my mind is fried? I would rather do physical activity when my mind is fried.
So you see, you attach the GoPro to your phone, right?
She heard your knuckles crack? It's amazing how you knew that they were his knuckles, too.
Is that so distinctive?
Eesh. I mean, we'll put it this way. I never do it. Took another nap, Enzo. Jen. Took another nap, Enzo.
Listen.
It only takes one, people. And one nap is healthy. When you work a lot, you got
multiple naps out today. But I only tell you guys the ones that I do it in public. That sounds weird. Never mind.
What? You taking naps out in public?
No.
And so we call that being homeless. If somebody walks over and I know you want somebody to tuck you in at night, Enzo, but that's not how you do it. You don't fall asleep on the street and let somebody put a blanket on you. That's not healthy.
That reminds me of that reel I saw. Like when you want to be tucked in at night, but the Uber driver started to ask you to get off his car.
It's like that other meme where it's like, when I make breakfast in bed for my friends, all I expect is a thank you. None of this, how'd you get in my house nonsense. Oh, yeah. There was a time on Fields of Mystria where, in order to talk with somebody in that game, it's like Stardew Valley or any of those other 16-bit games where you just walk up to the person so they're right next to each other. Well, nobody in that game, Fields of Mystria, finds it's weird that you're walking not only directly into their house without knocking, but even into their bedroom. They'll just talk to you like normal, like, oh, hi, how's it going? I'm like, nobody finds this odd okay, never mind. I'm not going to ask questions. Well, when I was talking with one character, who I've affectionately called my gym buddy in-game, Ulrich, because I was standing next to him to deliver a gift. In-game. You're not there in-game, so I can't... What happens when you stop going to the gym, Enzo? I can't go to the gym with you if you didn't go to the gym in-game. Come on. Anyway, it freaking looked like I was in bed with him because I was standing next to him.
Like, hey.
Exactly. And he... His little brother March in the next door. I say little brother. His brother's my age, basically. I go up to him, and it basically looks like we're in bed together. And he's like, why are you in my room? I'm like, see, that's a normal reaction. That's the only normal reaction in this game. Everybody else is like, oh, hi, how's it going? I see why fans like March, even though he's a bit of a tsundere. I'm just trying to do a nice gesture. No need to yell at me. No need for yelling at me. And then wakes up in Hayden's bed. Wait a minute, Luna. Wait a minute. Now I have you went to bed and you're in Ulrich's room and then March and then you wake up in Hayden's? I have so many questions right now. Not Amity. Gotta kiss the homies goodnight. No. Listen, we're close. We're gym close. We're not bedtime sleepover close. Like, geez, you don't kiss the homies goodnight, man. You kiss them goodbye. Mackenzie, I have another idea for not really revealing your face during a cooking stream. Got this idea from another YouTuber. Wear a mask, maybe. again, I'm not against showing my face. I can show my face. I know there's a lot of people who have masks. I've seen a lot of people who will wear masks in public when doing like they don't want to show their face. I'm okay with showing my face. It's just a matter of, well, shoot, how do I do this face reveal thing? Do I wear an Ycey Narrate's costume like the Prince outfit that I've got right now?
Wait, no,
Wait, no. I'm talking about, do I wear this outfit in person just so you know, like, hey, this is me. This is Ycey Narrates with extremely long legs. You stop looking at my legs. My eyes are up here. Hey, stop wearing at my leg. Stop looking at my legs, boy.
Oh, come on, get your...
It's like, hey, my eyes are up here. Thank you.
Children in this house, man.
Oh. Oh yeah.
So, like I said, you wear a mic right here,
Mm-hmm.
and then you have the.
How do I get? Gotta find a mic first off for my collar.
It's $10.
All right.
Then the GoPro is right here in front of you.
Yeah.
But then in the stream, it is all connected to your laptop,
All right.
and in the stream, it just shows you moving around with the model on the side screen.
All right.
It's not rocket science, man. It's just basic plug and play.
All right. I mean, here's the thing. Okay, so I just need to look up that equipment. Like I said, it's just once the time to do that little research, as we can call it, comes around, I'm fried in the mind. I'm like, I don't want to do it. Well, all right, so just look up go find a GoPro, go find a little mic, even though it's probably going to be cheapo and we'll be like, probably making these sounds wherever probably making a lot of these sounds as I move around.
Oh, from the GoPro, it will be way too close to you.
Yep.
So it would just be like.
Abby suggests you can ride a Flynn Rider costume. So was that on accident? It's not the first time it happened. No, that one was on purpose, Cauliflower. Figured, I was going to make a legs joke and be like, hey, I'm like, hey, my eyes are up here, but I figured you might as well complete the picture and say, hey, my eyes are up here, thank you.
Yeah, I told you there's children in this place, man.
Give me a warning first before you take Helix's clothes off. Mackenzie, that phrasing. Give me a warning before you take Helix's clothes off.
It's like, ah! It reminds me of in the Star Wars when the girl. I know that sounds very vague, but it's been a long time since I saw this, and they basically.
It's definitely.
Basically, she tells him. She tells Kylo Ren, "Can you please put a shirt on?" He goes like, "No." And that was supposed to be a joke, and I was like...
That was supposed to be a joke. Listen, Star Wars already has abysmal writing.
Right.
But the new Star Wars, it's like, listen, I already know it has abysmal writing. They're like, why didn't anybody laugh? Like, I don't get it. Everybody laughed when we added the laugh soundtrack. It's like, why didn't it work this time? Well, because you're also feeding the idea that, listen, we understand that people take their clothes off way too much in films. So we decided to remedy that by only having the girls stop doing it, but we're going to increase the number of times the guys do it.
Yeah.
Because of quality.
What's
like,
the name?
what? We've already got garbage writing based off of garbage principles made by hypocritical people. What else could go wrong at this point? Like, listen, it was never meant to be anything short of good or anything short of disastrous. But the fact that they made it as disastrous as they could, that's just a feat in and of itself.
Because Ant-Man, Captain America,
Yep.
Hawkeye.
Yeah, we know all of them.
Freaking Deadpool.
Abby says, sheesh, we know it's hot. Just don't take your clothes off. I'm like, all right, fine. I mean, in this world, Helix's palace right now around him, it's not exactly that hot. It's nighttime.
Wolverine.
How many times for Wolverine, you know?
They've all taken their shirts off. And, Star-Lord.
I know. We see. Look at Mango's comment when I said, so how do I even do a face reveal? Like, do I dress up like this? She goes, Istafer, just dress normal, you goob. All right, fine. Dress like an average Joe and just put on a nice feast. I guess we're really leaning into that Mr. Husband Who Cooks mode. Ycey narrates, we're not bed close, we're gym close. Then what is bed or gym close? It means we break rocks together. That's what gym close is.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie, like...
Oh boy, Abby, you did Anna's videos. Did you really show up just as Helix took his shirt off, or just as Helix's shirt popped off? Oh no, I came to say hi, and Ycey lost his clothes again, sire. I can't stay as I've got an appointment, but I wanted to say hi. Is it a doctor's appointment, Anna? The doctor's going to be like, "Well, you seem to be running a temperature. I wonder why you look so flushed all of a sudden." No reason.
She'll be like, you will understand.
Oh man, throwback to that one Witcher 3 stream where Helix's clothes were off for almost 10 minutes without realizing, yeah, I still don't know what happened. Because my hand was nowhere near those buttons, because that was back when I reconfigured them on my left hand. And I'm like, I never even touched those buttons. So my biggest guess was maybe the mic hit one of the buttons close by, and that's what triggered his
That might.
clothes. Yeah, like you see how this little
Yeah.
sound dampener's in front of it? Well, back in the day, my chair was a lot lower to the ground so that I could add...
I was like, how?
I also had this up on a little stand so that... Yeah, I had my little keyboard up on a stand just so that every time I clicked the keys, the mic wouldn't pick up that... Nowadays, I just put a towel under... Now I just put a towel underneath the keyboard so that the mic doesn't pick up all those key movements. But anyway, you know, it was higher up, so that's my... And again, that's just me guessing. I don't know if that's what happened. All I know is that the clothes were off for like 10 minutes. And because I wasn't... You can see right now, Lorenzo, I'm looking at this whole thing through OBS, whereas the game is now on my second screen to the right whenever I play a game. So I just look at the game and Helix through OBS nowadays, whereas before I couldn't see that. And so I couldn't even tell that Helix had lost his clothes. And I'm like, okay, let's just go ahead and put Helix in the corner, and now I can see what the chat sees, you know, just to be fair. And it also helps with me animating Helix too.
Mm-hmm. I think we should add and get you a third screen.
I do not need a third screen, Enzo. Optimization does not mean excess. A third... What would I use? What would I put on the third screen, man?
So it would be like the and then the VTuber, and then the game.
But then I can't see the VTuber still, and we got the same problem.
But you don't need to see the VTuber.
Yes, I do need to see the
Because
VTuber.
the camera, you need to look at the camera.
Yeah. Hey, Enzo, you see how I have to over-exaggerate my face sometimes? How do I know what Helix's expressions are?
Part of them, my associate's
That's all I ask.
Associate's degree education. So
And if you look back at the footage from the early Witcher days and compare it to now, you will see that the facial expressions match up a lot more with what Helix or with whatever I'm saying in game, as they did back then. Because now I can actually see what Helix is doing. Now I can toggle between all the different emotions and outfits and yada yada yada, horns and wings, no horns. Oh, OBS disconnected? Hey, chat, can you hear me?
It's just
Okay, there we go. I guess it reconnected. Chat, can you hear me now? Good. I hope so. But yeah, for some reason the horns wouldn't go away until finally they decided that they would go away. Coincidentally after Triss left. But chat even pointed out, like, really, Ycey? They're like, hey, Ycey, the horns won't go away right when Triss shows up. I'm like, oh, crap. That actually makes sense.
Wait, rule
Ycey?
28 when you need... What's rule 28?
Rule 28, I think it's what she just said. When you need help, ask.
Ah.
Ycey, just out of curiosity, you mentioned over-exaggerating your facial expressions. Does that happen when not on the air? No. I do it purely so that the facial recognition matches up. I do that purely so that VTube Studio can see my expression and so that my mouth moves in the proper direction when it needs to move, my eyes move right to left, up and down, or close, open the eyes, all of that. Better yet, I should probably turn on the... There's a setting I can switch so that my eyes blink in unison, but it prevents me from winking, because either if I close one eye, it'll close both. Like if I close one eye in real life, both my eyes are closed in-game, or in VTube Studio. Reason why I did that was so that Oh yeah, Twitch crashed. Yep, OBS disconnected briefly, Mango. Well, there's no way for me to just, re-enable it on Twitch because it says right here, stop streaming versus end stream. Hey, Mango, would you do me a favor and reopen the Twitch chat to see if it turned back on.
Refresh on your side, yeah.
Yeah, just to see if it turned back on, reconnected. Because it says right here it's still streaming. And I don't want to click stop streaming for reasons you can imagine.
No, it's just like it has to just reestablish a connection. That's all. It's not on your. It's not on your
All
side.
right.
It's on their side.
Yeah, it's OBS. My gosh, it's like that one video you sent of me, like the computer that's old and tired and left on all night for like the 8th day in a row. And the owner.
I'm tired, boss.
Computer, I'm tired, boss. I'm not. It's like, Mr. Computer, I did not give you a 370 RTX just so that you could run on bare minimum graphics, did I? Oh. You're my slave now. Yes, Daddy. What? I mean, that's what my computer would say. You know that. I'm like, wait, what?
It's like, you think that i7 is your friend?
Huh.
It's not your friend.
Mackenzie, no, don't call them romance horns. Mackenzie, no. We are not calling them romance horns. What I mean by romance horns is whenever the horns show up, it means he's in love with someone in the game. I'm sure that nobody's going to interpret it that way. Cyrus Citrine, hello to you too. Oh my goodness. Well, it's actually about 2 p.m., so I do need to get going to go help out with some moving. If you'd like, people, when Friday, I am going to skip tomorrow just because I do have a prior engagement later in the day, but I do also edit a lot more in the morning. So I will see you all Friday, and I'm honestly tempted to do another Let's Chat again because this one lasted so short, you know? But anyway, ladies and gents,
It was so short.
yeah, this thing was so short. It lasted for such a brief amount of time. Yep.
It seems like a what's the word? Contradictory, like.
Yeah.
Oh, it lasted only 2 minutes. Yeah.
Yep.
It was a short stream.
It was a short stream. It was not a small stream, a short stream. Thanks, he's a good friend, so inside jokes are peak humor. You said it, Mackenzie. You said it, Mango. Just don't break your back, Ycey. No. I've never had back problems. I am a professional at lift with the legs and with the arms. Thank you, though, Jen.
That's how I made my mistake. Remember?
Yep. Oh, I know. I love the Let's Chats. Yeah, so do I, Kaylee. I might just do one again on Friday. We'll see. Well, yeah, Cyrus, sorry. You came a little late. I do have to leave early. See you Friday, everybody. Thanks for joining me today. And thanks for showing up, Enzo. How you doing?
Yeah, it's just, waking up from the nap at 2 o'clock.
Yep.
It's quite fun, you know.
We might also just have to do some Warhammer 40k Friday. What do you say?
Yeah, I'm down for that.
Heck yeah. All right. Ladies and gents, thank you so much for joining me today. My name is Ycey Narrator, also known as Helix, and I bid you adieu. Goodbye.